heroes of law enforcement. I was very honored to receive the endorsement of the Police Officers Association of Michigan. Where are they? Where are they? They're here someplace. Where are they? Thank you, fellas. That's really nice, I'll tell you. That's an honor. I have to be honest. I got it from Florida, Texas, Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina. But Michigan is Michigan. Thank you. I don't think there's any law enforcement officer that is against us. What is our poll number? 99. I know they had 365,000 at one group, and they got a unanimous vote. I said, that's pretty good. How can you go the other way? You people are fantastic, and we love you. Thank you. That's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Biden says he wants to protect black lives, but his radical platform will cut short the lives of thousands of young African-American citizens. Thousands. The murder rate in Democrat-run cities like Chicago, Baltimore, New York, so many others, is higher than in Afghanistan, yet Biden supports imposing these failed policies nationwide. You will have crime like you've never seen before. You'll have crime like you've never seen. Last week, Joe Biden proudly accepted the endorsement of the pro-criminal Portland District Attorney, who has a policy of releasing rioters, criminals, and violent extremists without charge. Biden's plan, and every time I say Biden's plan, it's not his plan, it's the people that tell him what they're going to do, so please understand. I just don't want to say that every time I mention his name. So it should say, the people that control Biden's plan is to appease domestic terrorists. My plan is to arrest them, to lock them up. If Joe Biden is elected, far-left lunatics won't just be running failed Democrat city. They'll be running the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and the United States Supreme Court, and we can't let that happen. No city, town, or suburb will be safe. On November 3rd, your vote will save America. Remember, it's the most important election we've ever had. So I'm joined tonight by some great warriors that have really helped me a lot in Washington with the fake impeachment, the impeachment hoax, the Russia hoax. Somebody said Russia's coming up again. Adam Schiff said, would like to find out about. I said, what about China? What about other countries? It's always Russia. Russia. They're at it again. Well, I want to just thank these guys because these were real warriors for all of us. They love your state and they love our country. Congressman Jack Bergman. Great job, Jack. John Mulvaney. Thank you, John. Great going, John. He's a tough cookie. And Tim Walberg. Tim, thank you. Great job. What great people. And I talked about him a little while before. I could talk about him all night. He's a star. He's going to be a future star. You know, we have a very much different party than we had 4 years ago. We're now the party of the workers. We're the party of a lot of different things now. But we weren't really considered the party of the workers, certainly not anymore. Remember this, we're the party of Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people forget that. Honestly. Remember when they used to say, he doesn't act presidential? And I used to say, it's so easy to be presidential. I'd only have about 10 or 15 people here. You'd be bored. But remember, I used to do that, but I'd always say, I can be more presidential than any president in our history, except for the possibility of Abraham Lincoln when he wears his hat. Tough to beat. That's tough to beat, John James. But seriously, if you want to be well represented, you know, your current senator, I don't even know this guy. I don't even know this guy. Nobody does. They don't know who he is. They don't even know. He comes into the office, I say, who is that guy? I know every senator. Democrat, Republican, I don't know this guy. I know your other senator, I can tell by her hair. She's got interesting hair. You know? But that was John's first crack. He learned a lot. And frankly, and I mean this, if he had more support from the Republican Party, he would have won that race. He would have. But this guy Peters, right? Peters. I said, who's Peters? Nobody knows him. He doesn't do anything. I really mean, look, we're going to end this, but I have to tell you, John James can be so great. He loves he loves our country. He's been educated at the highest level. He was always the top at everything he's ever done. And this is what he has. And I'll be honest with you, John, I think I can tell this story. John and I were thinking about John. I was thinking about John more than myself because I know talent. And I said, you know, John, you can run for a certain House seat, right? And you're guaranteed to win. You can run for another House seat. It'll be a tough race, but you're going to win. Or you can have a tough race against somebody that nobody ever heard of. It's like a habit that they press that particular trigger. But that's a tough race. So you can be an absolute congressman, or you can take a shot at this one. He said, sir, I can do more in the Senate than I can do in the House. And that was his decision. Right? Took a lot of guts. So, John, I'm with you. You have my total and complete endorsement. You have everything I can do. Everything I can do, we will do for you. And I really believe you're going to make it. You're running against somebody that is just ridiculous, folks. It's ridiculous. Don't do it. Also with us are some other great candidates and people that are going to do a tremendous job helping our congressman. Paul Young. Where's Paul Young? Paul, thank you. Good luck. I heard you're doing well, Paul. Paul Young. Lisa McClain. Lisa? Great job. It's going well. And Eric Isaki. Thank you, Eric. Good luck. Good luck. We're going to be out here helping you, too. We're going to be out here. I hope John doesn't even need help, but we're going to help John, too. We're going to help all of you, all right? We're going to be doing it. Thank you. Also with you is RNC chairwoman. You know, she was the head of the whole state, and she kept calling me back. Sir, one more speech, you're going to win Michigan. Hadn't been won in decades. One more speech, sir, you're going to win Michigan. I'd say, all right, Ron, I'm coming in one more time, but that's it. I said, that woman is the most aggressive person I've ever met. She said, I'm telling you, sir, one more speech. I said, all right, I'll do it one more time, but that's it. About a day after I got back, I said, I just got back from Michigan. It was wonderful. I get a call from Ronna McDaniel, and she goes, sir, could you come in tomorrow for another speech? But whatever happened, she is the one that got me here at midnight on, she is. So when it came time to picking the head of the RNC, you know, as president, you have a couple of things to say about it, right? I said, who's that woman that kept getting me back to Michigan? Boy, oh boy, she'll be great. Ronna McDaniel. And somebody's doing a fantastic job and tells us we're really pretty far ahead, maybe way ahead, you know. They had a poll, I think it was a Gallup poll, they said 62% of the people are lying about their poll. Now, they're only lying having to do with mine, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be insulted by that or not, but we'll take it. But we could have a very big win, and look, no president has done for Michigan what President Trump has done for Michigan. And you're going to remember that. And I'm going to remember Michigan. Michigan GOP Chair Laura Cox. Great. Thank you. Great job. Great job. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Laura. We spent the last 4 years reversing the horrible damage Joe Biden inflicted over the last 47 years. 47 years of bad votes. After the last administration nearly killed the U.S. auto industry, I saved the U.S. auto industry. Joe Biden supported the disastrous Trans-Pacific Partnership, which would have been a death sentence for American auto jobs. I withdrew from the TPP my first week in office. That was so easy. That was so easy. You wouldn't have been making cars. You would have been buying cars from foreign lands. We have enough of that. Biden supported the horrendous South Korea deal that would have wiped out U.S. production of the pickup truck, which is the pickup truck is the most profitable thing the auto industry makes. You know why? We have something called the chicken tax. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? The chicken tax. It's a tariff of 25%, and it keeps other countries out of here. And it expired, and South Korea didn't want to do it, but they did it. We got it right back, and we put it on for a long time. And now you're making, but remember this, go check it out, the chicken tax. I'll tell you why someday at another meeting, why they call it that. Maybe you don't want to know about it. But we're keeping those small trucks, and we're keeping our whole industry good, and we're expanding our autos now, our cars, and we're doing a great job of it. I want to thank everybody. Doing a great job. And by the way, many other things in Michigan. Biden supported the outrageous fuel economy standards that have hammered the auto industry, and I reversed that rule. I actually reversed it, and it helped millions of families be able to afford a car. The United States lost 500 auto and auto parts factories under the Obama-Biden disaster. Before the virus, my administration added over 200 new auto and auto parts plants in 2007. How about 200? I didn't know that. 200. 200. I thought it was a little less than that. Wait, I want to see that again. 200. It says 200. You believe it? That's a lot. You know, I have a choice between teleprompter and freelance. I hate to say, the freelance is always a hell of a lot better, but... If you remember well, I actually got elected because of freelance. We didn't have teleprompters. There were no teleprompters. But think of that, 200, we're talking about 200 plants. I thought it was a much lower number, and I thought you should put me in office based on a much lower number. At 200, you have no choice. Yesterday, Biden was in Michigan. He said, I better get out of the basement. This guy's starting to do very well. Lying about his lifetime of cold-hearted globalist betrayal. Biden championed NAFTA, perhaps the worst trade deal in the history of our country, and he continued to embrace and promote NAFTA for decades. And I told you, he just said it was not as good as the deal I made. I can't believe, they're giving him hell tonight. They're giving him hell. What did you say that for? Boy, oh boy, yeah. Hayden. Joe Hayden. Look, you know, this doesn't sound nuts. I'll say it, and they'll criticize me for it. You watch. But I have the distinct pleasure of running against the worst presidential candidate in the history of presidential politics. I really believe that. Can you imagine if I lost to him? I'd have to say I lost to the worst candidate ever put up. Don't do that to me, Michigan. Don't do that. Biden supported China's entry into the World Trade Organization, which, by the way, was a disaster. China was flatlining for years and years and decades. and it got into this World Trade Organization with all sorts of advantages. Just a terrible, terrible situation took place, and that's when China became a big, powerful economic power. But if you look at the numbers just before the plague, now the numbers are different. We were going up, up, up. We were beating them like a drum. They weren't even close. We were gaining, gaining, gaining. We were number one by far. You know, for years I've heard that in 2019, China was going to surpass us. Well, in 2019, we gained a lot on them. We were doing great. We were doing great. And we'll be doing even better next year. You watch. Yesterday it was revealed that a fund partly owned by Joe Biden's son, Where's Hunter? See, his first name, I now name, his first name is Where. Where's Hunter? He must be a brilliant guy because with no experience, he's taking more money from more countries. He had no job and then he became rich. But Where's Hunter facilitated the sale of a Michigan automotive company to a leading Chinese military defense contractor. Does anyone know that China's military got yet another piece of American manufacturing might? And the Biden family made a lot of money on it. A lot of money. What about Ukraine? He got 183